Hello everybody! Welcome to Mathematics 5, Quarter 2, Week 4. This lesson deals with multiplication of decimal numbers, skills with its basic operation, help you resolve mathematical problem, and real-life situation involving decimals. In the last module, you learned how to add and subtract decimals. You even solved routine and non-routine problems involving addition and subtraction of decimals and mixed decimals. In this lesson, you are going to perform repeated addition, which is multiplication. But before we continue, let us review first our past lesson by answering these word problems. Please get ready with your pen and activity notebook where you need to write your solution, okay? I'll read first the problem to you and you have 1 minute to answer. Okay, let's start with number 1. Nida prepared 3 7/500 liters of mango juice for her siblings. If she served 2 3/500 liters to her sisters and 6,500 liters to her brother, how much liter of mango juice was left? Okay, timer starts now. Okay, time is up. What's your answer? The answer is 7,500 liters, total liters of mango juice left. Okay, let's continue with number 2. Grace spent 184 pesos and 35 centavos for a box of chocolates and 12 pesos and 90 centavos for a box of handkerchiefs. She gave her sister 125 pesos. The money she had left was 127 pesos and 75 centavos. How much did she have at first? Timer starts now. Okay, time is up. And the answer is 450 pesos. The money Grace have at first. Okay? So let's continue. Study this situation. Samantha has 6,300 kilometers to cover for her morning jog. She promised to run 5/10 of it with her friend. How far will they both cover during their run together? And to answer this problem, let's follow the Polia's 4 steps in solving word problem. Do you still remember that? Okay, what was the first step? As you have learned before, we have understand. Okay, so in understand, you have 2 guide questions. The first one is, what is asked in the problem? And the other one is, what are the given facts? Can you answer it? What's the first question? What is asked in the problem? And the answer is the total kilometer they both cover during their run together. And what about the second question? What are the given facts? And the given facts are 6,300 kilometer Samantha has to cover for her morning jog, and 5/10 part of the 5/10 of 6,300 kilometer. Okay, so that's understand. So the next step is plan. Plan what to do. And in planning, there are also two guide questions. The first one is what is the operation to be used, and the other one is what is the equation. So how do we solve the problem? What is the operation to be used? Okay, we will multiply, and the operation is multiplication. Okay, so why do we need to multiply? Because if we rephrase the problem, it would be what is 5/10 of 6,300. So 5/10 of 6,300. And the word of is a term used in multiplication. So of means multiply. Okay? Thus, the equation is 6,300 times 5/10 equals n. And the next step is to solve. Okay, so you're going to show the step-by-step solution. To find the answer, we multiply 6,300 by 5/10. And multiplying decimals is like multiplying whole numbers. However, the product must have the same number of decimal places as they are in the factors. So let's find the answer to the given problem. Okay, we multiply 6,500 by 5/10. Thus, the equation is 6,300 times 5/10 equals n. And here is the solution. So, 6,300 times 5/10 equals, okay, so we'll follow the steps in multiplying decimals. So, first step is multiply as in whole numbers. Okay, so as if there are no decimal point in here. So, just imagine that our numbers are whole numbers, so we can multiply. Okay, because in multiplying decimals, we're just like multiplying whole numbers. Okay, so multiply each digit of the multiplicand and the multiplier. So let's start from the rightmost digit. We multiply 5 by 3. So 5 times 3, okay, is 15. And then bring down 5, carry 1. Okay, and then let's go to the next digit. Multiplier 5 by 6, the answer is 30. Plus carry 1, the answer is 31. So bring down 1, carry 3. Okay, so here, since this is 0, okay, since this is 0, we can just bring down 3 here. Okay, or you can multiply also like the others. So 5 times 0, the answer is 0, and then plus 3, the answer is 3. So it's just like multiplying, it's just like bringing down 3 to the product. Okay, so it's just the same. And then the next step is count the decimal places in the factors. So here we have 2 decimal places in our multiplicand and 1 in our multiplier. So we will add the number of decimal places. So 2 decimal places in our multiplicand and 1 decimal place in our multiplier. Okay, and then the number of decimal places in the product is equal to the sum of the decimal places in the factors. Okay, so we have 3. Okay, so let's count 1, 2, 3, and then add the decimal point, and that is the final answer. Okay, so therefore Samantha and her friend will both run 315,000 kilometer distance together. Okay, Here's another example. 7 and 44 hundredths times 5. Okay, so look at our factors. It involves what? Mixed decimals by whole number. Okay, so what are the steps in multiplying decimals by a whole number? First step is multiply as in whole numbers. So just imagine, let's just imagine that there is no decimal point in here. Okay, so multiply as in whole number. And then multiply the numbers from the rightmost digit. So we have 5 and 4. So 5 times 4 is 20. Bring down 0, carry 2. Then go to the next digit using the multiplier 5. 5 times 4 is 20 plus the carry over 2. The answer is 22. Okay, bring down 2, carry 2. And then multiply again. 5 times 7 equals 35 plus carry over 2. The answer is 37. Okay, then the next step is count the decimal places in the factors. So since we have 2 decimal places here and in our multiplier there is none, so the total number of decimal places is 2. So here we have 2 decimal places. Here is 0 decimal place. So the total number of decimal places is 2. So there are 2 decimal places in our product. Okay, so we have to count 1, 2. Okay. Okay, so 1, 2. And the decimal point here. Copy the decimal point. Okay, so therefore, the number of decimal places in the product should be equal to the sum of the decimal places in the factors. So here's our answer. The final answer is 37 and 20 hundredths. Let's continue with example number 2. Okay, we have 2 and 58 hundredths times 45 hundredths. So let's follow the steps in multiplying decimals. Okay, so first is multiply as in whole number. So you have to start multiplying from the rightmost digit. So we have 5 and 8. So 5 times 8 equals 40. Bring down 0, carry 4. And then let's go to the next digit using the same multiplier. So 5 times 5 equals 25 plus the carry over 4. The answer is 29. So just bring down 9, carry 2. Next, we have 5 and 2. So 5 times 2 equals 10 plus the carry over 2 equals 12. Okay, so this is now the first partial product because we have 2 digits here. No, we have 2 multipliers because here 0 is just a placeholder. So there is no value in here. So we have 2 partial products. Okay, so we'll continue with the next multiplier of which is 4. So we have to multiply 4 by 8. But before that, let's write first 0 here. Just a placeholder, no? So we have to write 0 here. And then let's continue multiplying for the second partial product using the multiplier 4. So 4 times 8, the answer is 32. So bring down 2, carry 3. Okay, the next 4 times 5. 4 times 5 is 20 plus 3 equals 23. So bring down 3, carry 2. Next is 4 times 2. 4 times 2 is 8. Okay, so 4 times 2 is 8 plus the carry over 2. The answer is 10. Okay, so this is the answer of our second partial product. So the total of 2 partial products, what are we going to do? We will add the 2 partial products. Okay, and then the next step is add all the partial products. So we are going to add this one. So we're going to add this one. 0 plus 0 is 0. 9 plus 2 equals 11. Bring down 1, carry 1. And then 3 plus 2 is 5 plus 1 is 6. And then 1 plus 0 is 1. And then bring down 1. And then the next step is count the number of decimal places in our factor. So we have here in our multiplicand we have 2 and the multiplier we have 2. Okay, so 2 decimal places in our multiplicand and 2 decimal places in our multiplier. So there should be the total of 4 decimal places in our product. Okay, so the number of decimal places in our product is equal to the sum of the number of decimal places in our factor. So since we have 4 decimal places in our factors, meaning we also have 4 decimal places in our product. So we have 1, 2, 3, and 4. So we have to write or put the decimal point here. Okay, so the decimal point should be here. Okay, so the answer is the product of 2 and 58 hundredths and 45 hundredths is 1 and 1,610 10,000ths. Okay? Oh, it's practice time. Okay? Here are some of the exercises that you're going to answer. Okay? So let's start with letter A. Give the answer to the following questions and you'll be given 15 seconds to answer its question. Okay, so let's start with number 1. If 367 times 28 equals 10,276, what is 36 and 7/10 times 28 equal to? The timer starts now. Okay, and the answer is 1,027 and 6/10. Let's continue with number 2. If 1,238 times 36 equals 44,568, what is 12 and 38 hundredths times 36 equal to? Okay, timer starts now. Okay, and your answer is 445 and 68 hundredths. Next, number 3. If 3,856 times 6, the answer is 23,136. What is 38 and 56 hundredths times 6 equal to? Okay, and timer starts now. Okay, your answer is 231 and 36 hundredths. What about number 4? If 275 times 4 equals 1,100, what is 275 thousandths times 4 equal to? And the timer starts now. And your answer is 1 and 100 thousandths. Okay, number 5. If 1,637 times 7 equals 11,459, what is 1 and 637 thousandths times 7 equal to? Okay, your 15 seconds starts now. Okay, your answer is 11 and 459 thousandths. Okay, so let's continue with letter B. Place the decimal point in the product and you'll be given 1 minute to finish this activity. Okay, the timer starts now. Okay, time is up. Okay, number 1. Count the number of decimal places in your product. How many? We have 3. So, the decimal point should be here. Okay, so number 2. How many decimal places? We also have 3. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3. And the decimal point should be there. And what about number 3? How many decimal places? We have 1, 2, and 3. And your answer is that 1. Okay, let's continue with number 4. How many decimal places? We have 1, 2, 3, and 4. So, where will you put your decimal point? It's here. Okay, and the same with number 5. 4 decimal places. Okay, so we got 5. Let's continue. And our last activity is multiply and place the decimal point in the product. So here you will be given 5 minutes to finish your work. Since there are 5 items, so each item will have 1 minute. Okay? So let's start. Okay, so timer stops. Okay, so your answer is? Can you reveal now your answer? The answer is? Okay, the answer is this one. So check your own work. What I have learned. How do we multiply decimals? When multiplying decimals, multiply them like a whole number. Then add the number of decimal places in the factors. The number of decimal places in the product should be equal to that in the sum. And then add 0 if necessary to complete the needed number of decimal places in the product. So here is your formative test. You're given 5 minutes to answer this one and timer starts now. Okay, so time is up. Let's check your work. Number 1, what's your answer? Letter B. Number 2, letter C. Okay, check your work. Number 3, letter C. Number 4, letter A. And number 5, letter D. Okay, so that's all for today, guys. Bye-bye.